So one of my followers asked, how do you deal with anxiety and depression in a PhD? And I want to talk about that today. I think it's super important for all of us to be well aware of this. So first of all, I am a tenured professor. I've gone through a lot of different things. And I grew up in a very, I would say low to middle class family. My family, there was, a bunch of kids. I was the youngest, and it was just my dad that was working. My mom didn't work. She was the CEO of our household. So we didn't have a lot of money. And, we had to make do. And I think that's often the way that I deal with anxiety and depression during a PhD. I'm going to talk to you about that. So, by the way, if I answer your questions in these videos, you need to go and do something nice for somebody. And especially for those of you who are feeling like that at this moment, I need you to go out and do something nice. You need to get out of your shell and go do something. So, and then leave comments. This is your therapy now. All right. So, how do you actually deal with, PhD and during your PhD journey, during your education journey, you're going to feel anxiety and depression. Everybody does. I'm going to tell you this. You are crazy. You're unusual. I'm not going to say that. So you're weird and unusual if you don't feel those moments where, honestly, you're going to cry. So before I got my tenure, so the year that I got my tenure process, I didn't know if I was going to get it. And, tenure is kind of like, are you going to get it? Are you not going to get it? I'm not that kind of smug kind of person that I'm like going to walk into a situation and be like, yeah, I'm going to get it and all that kind of. No, I don't feel like that. That's not who I am. So that year, I actually started getting heart palpitations, and I went to the emergency room. And I told them that they were like, oh, what's going on in your life? And I was like, oh, I'm going up for tenure this year. And they're like, oh, yeah, I get it. It's not a laughing matter. It's really not. I've seen mental health professionals and stuff on occasion, and I tell them about my situation, about what's going on in academia, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I get it." It is well understood. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It sucks. There is a lot of grinding that you have to do, and you feel a lot of anxiety and depression throughout the process. And I mean, real hardcore stuff. It's not meant to be easy. I mean, look at the model, right? The model is stupid. I'm going to tell you this right off the get-go, right? It's modeled after, 14th century monks or whatever, where you have to give a vow of poverty and, live a life where you're not going to make any money because you're sort of devoted to science and knowledge, and which is a load of horse crap as far as I'm concerned. I think it's absolutely stupid and it's an antiquated model. However, am I going to change that as a single person? No, right? I'm not going to be able to change this into something. So if there's somebody out there that wants to go and ride the horse into battle and do all that kind of stuff and charge into the battle, good on you if you want to change this. It's just going to be an uphill battle for a very, very long time. And I don't see this changing anytime soon. So, how do I deal with this, right? So watch the YouTube channel. You could see I'm thinking through all of these things. I am talking to me almost all the time. There is a lot of suckiness that goes on. There is a lot of people, mistreating you in various different ways. There's a lot of you're not getting credit. There's a lot of, grinding at something for a long time, and then somebody looking at you and being like, so? Or all of those kind of things. And you don't think that it plays in your head, right? Seriously. And it doesn't matter who you are and what's going to happen. There's going to be somebody, whether it's somebody that's in academia, they're going to look at you and they're saying, I don't care. Or it's going to be your family members and friends and family. They're not going to understand at all. So that's the part that's super crazy hard to deal with, is that you understand this, right? There's a couple of like academic-y kind of folks understand this, but then the rest of the world doesn't understand it, and then they shit on you for being an academic, right? Like literally shit on you for doing that, right? They calling you all sorts of names and that you're an egghead and all that kind of stupid, right? Like absolutely stupid. All of that kind of stuff, like absolutely stupid. There's no other career that's like that from all different directions, right? So students are going to shit on you, administrators, everything, and yet, here I am, right? So what do you do, right? Like, how do you deal with this, right? What do you do? Honestly, you put on your blinders and you worry about yourself and you care for your family, and you just keep moving forward. You keep putting on that grinding, that face where you just kind of, I'm going to do this and I'm not going to listen to all of that outside noise. And I can do this. This is something that I truly can do. And I'm going to look at people that treat me that way, and I'm going to just take that little bit of like, oh, you're no good, or, I'm not going to recognize you, like all that kind of bullshit stuff, right? Like all of that stuff, I'm going to take that, put it in the jar, and then I'm going to stick it to you every time. I'm going to stick it to you. And, that might be awful, right? To view that way. But I'm going to use those emotions. I'm going to use all of the possible tools at my fingertips to not feel frickin' sorry for myself. I do feel sorry for myself often, but I need to change it. And I need to work on it and say, you know what, I'm going to stick it to you, either that or, yeah, you know what, that's you. That's not me. I am pretty freaking awesome. And everybody else is telling me otherwise. They don't have a clue of who I actually am. So get a load of this. I'm going to borrow from Gary Vaynerchuk. I do listen to him. I think he's, genuinely, I used to think he was a total sleazeball, but after I started listening to him, I understand. So anyways, I want you to think of the fact that when you were growing up, you were like, not even my parents understand me. They freaking born and raised and did all that kind of stuff. And your parents don't even know who you are. So why would you expect other people around you, other people, whoever those people are, that are making fun of you, to understand what the heck you're about and what you're doing? Like, seriously, let's snap back into reality, get out there and start doing good things. And start to work towards doing the good things that you need to do. There's really nothing that you can do with those people. They're hurt people, right? Hurt people don't go around, or normal people do not go around hurting other people, right? If you're feeling down, what you need to do is get back up, go for a walk. Seriously, go for a walk today. If you're feeling down, go for a walk. Spend that time contemplating of, how you feel. But I'm not going to say, a leisure walk. That's garbage. That does nothing. Like really rigorous walk. Like just going at it. And just go, right? Get some exercise, come back and restart and regroup and go back and do it again. And then you go back and do it again. And then you go back and do it again. Like there's no magic to any of this. I'm not a bright person. I was in special ed until I was in grade 5, all of these kind of things. You just put the blinders on, you get going, and if you stop feeling sorry for yourself, because it's real, I'm not discounting any of that stuff, right? Like all those things that you're feeling, all those emotions, those are real. They're very real, and a lot of people feel them. You're not unusual to feel like that. However, you need to snap back and come back and say, hey, how do I systematically change where I am right now? A, I either grind out what I'm doing and get the darn thing done and get out, or B, I look for opportunities. I look for other things that can allow me to look at the world where I'm not stuck. And that's an important thing to think about, right? It's okay to look at non-academic careers and things like that. It's okay to look at other careers and other opportunities that come your way. Those are going to be helpful. They give you hope. They allow you to say, hey, I'm not stuck. I'm not down and out in any sort of way. And whether I'm impoverished at this moment or any of those kind of things, I can sit down and I can say, it's a choice for me to be here. And I can choose to leave whenever I want. And you can. You're not stuck. And I want you to remember that. You are not stuck. And you could choose to leave and get up. You're talented beyond belief. Most people do not understand how talented academics actually are because they don't get it. And that you would probably take over the world if you were in the real world. And you know what? They do. Like, that's the thing, right? Look at all of the people that once they get a PhD or, that there are past academics go into industry, almost all of them take over the world. They're almost all like the leaders of the organizations and all that kind of stuff. It's like, come on. Whether they're leaders of research and development or, leaders of policy branches or actually running the company, CEOs and all that kind of stuff. You are, right? And you can't forget that. Do not ever forget that you're unbelievably talented and you're not stuck. That is a myth that is being told to you, and it's freaking garbage. All of that is a stupid myth coming back from, the 14th or 12th? I don't know. Whenever universities were started and we're supposed to sit there and have a stupid vow of poverty and be stuck in what we're doing. Like, come on. Seriously, what a load of horse crap. Now, you can go and do some amazing things, and you simply just have to turn that on. Put on those jets and get after it. Okay?